Hey, what is up? Today I got a fun tutorial. We're going to go over how to create Azure SQL Database. Of course, make sure you've set up your Azure account. They give you some free credits your first month, so you should be able to do this for free when you first start off. All right, so first thing, you'll just be in your Azure home and you're going to want to click on Create a Resource and then find a SQL Database and just click Create. So then we're going to scroll through these basics, and the first one is resource group. So click create new. I'm going to just call mine testing. Then we need to give a database name. So let's call it test demo. All right, next we need to create a server. So we'll click create new, and that's going to pop up the server name. So I'm in US East for where I created my database. So I'm going to just stick to uh, US East. So server name, we'll call it demo server YT. This part's very important, the authentication method. You have a couple of different options here. Use Microsoft Entra only, both, or use SQL authentication. I strongly recommend using SQL authentication. Entra only authentication, I found it's a real pain to use, especially as a new Azure user. This is much more straightforward, where you're going to give server admin login. This would just be the username. So we'll call ours master admin for the login. All right, so make sure you have your server admin login and then your password. And be sure to write this down somewhere because you're going to need this for later. So yeah, don't forget this. Very important. So we'll click OK. All right, so that's our server done. And you'll see we get this estimated cost of $372, production selected. So I actually don't need this as a production. I'm gonna choose development, and you see it's a much lower cost. And you can see the specifics of why it's much lower here under compute plus storage. So if we click configure database, other option was using provisioned, and we're using serverless. And you can see we have a max size of 32 gigabytes. If we click provision, you can see it goes up a lot, and you use these things called vCores. You get like these pre-allocated amounts. Like you can think of it as like kind of hardware. So serverless, definitely I recommend that so you don't end up spending a ton of money. You'll just spend a few bucks. So we'll click apply, but you don't even have to click configure. You can just change from production to development and it will automatically configure it to serverless. I was just showing you so you can see the more specifics there. All right, so that looks all good. So we're going to click next and go into networking. I'm going to select public endpoint for connectivity. And then we want to add the current IP address and then also to allow Azure services and resources to access this server. It's going to make this easier to work with. I'm going to leave the rest of this as is. Security as well, I'm going to leave it as the default. Then additional settings. This section's a bit interesting. Use existing data. So you can have a none, but I'm going to select sample. That's just going to give some sample data initially, which is going to be great for, the purposes of this tutorial to just demo the database a bit. But you can always select none. It's samples great for learning and stuff. So recommend it maybe when you're starting out. Tags, we don't need to worry about that for now. So just gonna skip this. And then last, review and create. So you can just double check billing, make sure that we've selected the right region and all of this stuff is good. And if everything looks good, we're gonna go ahead and click on create. Okay, so this can take anywhere from like, I would say a minute to maybe like 5 minutes. So just be patient now. Your deployment is complete. So go to resource and we'll just copy this server name to clipboard. And now what I want to do, open up Microsoft SQL Server Management. All right, so make sure you have this installed. Under server name, we're going to paste that server name that I just copied from there. We're going to have SQL Server Authentication. And now we're going to enter in login and then also that password that we made earlier. And then let's click remember password and then go ahead and click on connect. All right, and then you can see we have our databases, and then we have test demo. And here we can open up the tables and you can see we have these demo tables. So you can see I clicked on new query, and just to show you that it works, I click select top 5 from test demo, select lt.product, and you can see that we have pulled in 5 rows from that table. So yeah, this is great. You have a SQL database set up just like that. I hope this was helpful in getting you started. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.